Oh well, having a bit of a day of it. Not only did we get selective files deleted off my phone, it turns out I might be the United Kingdom's most ineffectual and worst protester ever in the history of protest. Went down the shops this morning. On my way back I got halfway across the road and I stopped at the central reservation. There was a line of traffic held at the lights and the other traffic was going straight on. And I could hear this vintage motorcycle. So I looked down the row of cars, 3 or 4 cars down, leant back, and I could see this bloke sitting on a bike. And when he noticed me looking, a big smile went across his face. So I thought, I've got to go down and have a look now. So I walked down the central reservation, and there's this beautiful vintage bike. And the guy on it went to me, "It's a Panther!" Pleased as punch he was, happy as Larry. So I'm looking at the bike, a thing of real beauty, gorgeous bit of British engineering and design. Panthers are a motorcycle from the sort of 1960s, a bit before 1960. 598 cc's of throbbing beauty. And I'm looking at the bike and I looked up at him and he had a crash helmet on and sunglasses. He looked vaguely familiar. He was chatting. He was happy as Larry that somebody had stopped and come down the road to have a look at him on his bike. And then I thought, I know this geezer from somewhere. He looks like somebody off the telly. Of course I don't watch television, so if I did I'd probably know who it was. I said to him, "You off the telly?" He went, "Yeah, I'm off the telly." And the lights changed and he started to pull away and I shouted after him, "You cool bastard." And he turned around and laughed. Anyway, on the way back it started bugging me who it was. I couldn't think who it was. He had a touch, he'll probably hate me for saying this, he had a touch of the Martin Clunes about him. Is it Martin Clunes? I don't know, that Clunes fella, you know. Jovial, you know. Harmless, you know, absolutely harmless. Couldn't think who it was. So I googled it. I found out who it was. It's a bloke called Matthew Wright. He's a bloody journalist. I know. How about that? He's a journalist. Well, I say he's a journalist. I did note he worked for the Sun. That's not really journalism, is it? I'm not sure we have journalists anymore anyway. Not real ones. He did work for the Daily Mirror. I know he's been on telly. Matthew Wright, yeah. And when I saw his photo and it said Matthew Wright, I'm like, that's the fella. Bloody journalist. Of course, what I should have done, he said to him, "Hey Matthew, I'm having a protest outside the Tavistock Centre. I've been there a month, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in this blistering heat. Come down, I'll tell you all about my protest and bring your motorbike so I can have a proper look at it, you know." Of course I didn't do that, which makes me Britain's worst protester. There you go. Terrible.
Would you like some pizza?
I'm fine, thank you. So I just made myself a beautiful boiled egg sandwich with watercress. It was lovely. Thank you very much, Dave. Thank you. See, people are nice, aren't they? They keep bringing me food just after I've eaten. It's not really weird. I feel really bad for turning it down. I feel like I should take it, you know. That was nice of her, wasn't it? People are nice along here, apart from them in there, not so nice. So yeah, I missed my opportunity there. I actually had a journalist I was chatting to who was pleased as punch to see me looking at his bike. Anyway, Matthew, if you do ever watch this video in the next few days, I very much doubt it, seeing as the police have ghosted my channel. Yeah, come down, say hello. I'd love a look at your bike. Even if you're not interested in why I'm here, I'd like a proper look at your bike. You can tell me all about it. It's absolutely stunning, it was. Yeah, and of course another thing I'm a failure at is being a psychopath, really, you know. I'm not an MP, you know. Perhaps if I'd gone to Eton as a psychopath, I might have ended up being a MP, maybe even Prime Minister. I don't run a small country anywhere in the world, you know, running my own little dictatorship. And I've not killed anyone. Well, not lately anyway. That's a joke, by the way. Yes, I don't really seem to be too much of a success at anything. Anyway, there's something that's been bugging me for a while now. When I had a meeting with Tim Kent, the head of adult services here, he could quite easily provide me with a letter that I want and quite easily answer my questions about why people withheld an explanation about my diagnosis for so long, and then why they told me I wasn't a psychopath, and then a couple of months later I'm told I am a psychopath. I mean, it's not really anything to do with who abused me in childhood at all, is it? I mean, you know, don't take that man seriously. He's a nutcase. He's also a psychopath. He's a liar, devious, manipulative. But to be fair, as a devious liar, I also appear to be a little bit psychic, you know, because I talked about Prince Andrew and sexual offending in 1988. Yeah. Perhaps I knew what was coming, and I made up some lies back in 1988. I'm not sure what purpose those lies are actually serving me. You know, lies usually lie for a reason, that they like some benefit. I'm not benefiting at all from that, telling this fucking lie. Not benefiting at all. Well, psychopaths for you, I suppose. I'm sure somebody's got some spin on it. Yeah, but when I saw Tim Kent, I saw him with a man called Adam Flintoff. And I've collared Adam Flintoff a couple of times when he's come out of work. He don't like it. I'll have to be careful, otherwise he'll be saying I'm harassing him. But I've pulled him politely to have a chat with him. And he reminds me of the first serial killer that I met in my life, a chap called Paul Brumfitt, who I was put to work with when I first got to Her Majesty's Prison Grendon, serving up the food for the other inmates on the assessment wing. So we spent a lot of time together during the day, just me and him alone. You know, you try and have a chat and a laugh with whoever you're with, don't you? But there was nothing there with Paul Brumfitt, you know. He was very uncommunicative, you know. It's almost like there wasn't a human being in there. And I get that same sense from Adam Flintoff, you know. There's no human behind the exterior of his body. It's quite a strange sensation. I think that might be some sort of psychiatry technique that they use. I can't tell. Or perhaps he is just like that. There's nothing inside there. I don't know. Very strange. Anyway, there's camp. It's all very quiet, it being a weekend. Absolutely nothing happens. Apart from Matthew Wright. Come down, Matthew, have a chat.